Hey, what's up, guys? The Beast Frenchie here, and today we're finally back on an NHL game, and this time we're playing NHL 17. The game isn't released just yet, but I've been playing it for a really long time because there was the beta first, and then there's the full. The beta allowed me to see what the gameplay would look like in a bit of ESHL and all of this, and I tried the other game modes right as the game released. So I've been doing that since, well, the game is released, like I said. So I'm starting to get a good idea of what the game will be all about this year. So I thought that it was time for me to make the video I made, the same video I made last year, but about this game right there. Should you buy NHL 17? Kind of a review thing. So first, we're gonna take a look at the gameplay. Is the gameplay worth it? Should you buy the game if you're like one of that person that only looks at the gameplay? Well, let me tell you, the gameplay feels really realistic. Well, not really realistic, but it feels way more realistic than it used to. Like in NHL 16 and 15, it didn't feel realistic at all. But this year, it does feel more realistic. It feels smoother, nicer. So everything feels like, I don't know how to like, for me at least, everything feels great about this game. There's still lots and lots of like glitches, garbage goals, and like bugs. Like, for example, like it happened to me quite often that I shoot the puck, like, and for some odd reason, like, it gets the goalie bats the puck in his own net. That happens quite a lot. So there's still those little things that are annoying, such as that garbage goal I just described. But it does feel more realistic. All right, and there's like there was some major improvements. With the AI, I feel like the AI is more intelligent than it was like in previous games. I also feel like goaltenders are better this year. Like, they make more save than they used to. Well, except on slap shots. Like, slap shots tends to go in a lot. I don't know why. Maybe they'll nerf that down. I'm probably sure that it won't be as overpowered as it is right now when the full game's released. Because right now I'm going to try to show you. Like, I'm just going to shoot slap shots, and it's probably going to enter a lot. But yeah, slap shots are like they're really good this year. But yeah, except that playing defense is easier because like the checking, the poke checks was improved, so it's now more effective. So that's a really good thing. So the gameplay, like I said, feels more realistic. The way players skate and everything, but there's still those little glitches and bugs all the time. But not all the time. I'm kind of exaggerating a bit, but still, they're still there. Like, maybe I'd say it happens maybe once every like 5 or 6 games, so it's not too much, but it's enough to piss you off sometimes. So all right, so be a pro. Now that's an interesting one because it didn't change that much. So to me, if you were fine with NHL 16 gameplay and are strictly playing be a pro, I don't think NHL 17 is really worth it for you guys. Like, if you only focus on be a pro, because they're like only the only thing that's really different is like the career defining moments. They showed that in a trailer. I haven't got one yet, so I don't really know. But yeah, so that's the only thing I see like that's a major difference. All right, so next I want to talk about GM mode, or as they call it this year, franchise mode. Now this one is a really interesting one. I feel like they've worked a lot on this one. Like, it feels way more complete with these new additions, right? Before, like, you kind of get bored in like maybe 5 or 6 seasons, then start another one. This one, it feels like way more complete with all of those, like, you need to negotiate with your not with your owner, but you have to negotiate with like the fans. I want to say, like, with the ticket prices, and like if your team gets more prestigious, like that's one thing that you can see. Like, teams are ranked in prestige and also on popularity. So if your team is more popular, I feel like you can put the price higher, and there's still going to be people in the games. But if your team is more like, if you have a prestigious team, you can also do that. But yeah, but like always playing with the Florida Panthers with on my own GM mode just to try it out. I will make a series out of it. Don't worry. But like there was like if I put my ticket at price at the same price as the Montreal Canadiens, there wouldn't be any people on my game. But if I put like $300, let's say, for like lower bowl, there will be people on my game in Montreal, but not in Florida. You know what I'm like? That does feel more realistic. Also, you can even like there you can like fix your toilets and everything. There's so much stuff you can do now. Like if you don't like take care of your buildings and everything, there will be less people at your games, and fans are going to be unhappy. But if you don't want to worry about all of this, you can just turn it off, or even sim through the season, even if it's turned on. It's not going to change that many things. Just the owner going to be unhappy. But yeah, like I said, GM mode feels way more realistic, and also the relocation system. That was great. I relocated Florida to Quebec City just because I think that's one thing that should be done one day. But yeah, and when I did, I had to create the jerseys, the arena. I could create any single thing that I wanted. Like you can even choose like the red line team, like what's on the red line. Here it's Montreal Canadiens logo, but there I could even choose that. I could choose any single thing. I could choose I wanted the logo to be on the center ice. You can choose the LEDs color in the. You can choose any single thing. Like you can make a really cool arena. You can make really cool jerseys. Like there's so much stuff you need to do. I'm gonna let you guys explore with it, but I really do feel like GM mode is a really complete game mode now. And if you're into GM mode, yeah, definitely this game is a good upgrade from NHL 16. And even if you have NHL 15 now, that's no brainer. You should really pick up the game. But if you have NHL 16, yep, if you're into GM mode, it is really, really, really worth it. All right, so ESHL. Now they've kind of tried to include. They've included some features that makes you want to grind a little bit more, like play more games and make your team better. Because now, as you guys probably know by now, there's no player. There's no like player stats. There's no individual stats. You need to pick your player classes, and that's your rating. You can't choose. You can't like change it. It's going to stay the same even though you play 1,000 games. So that kind of sucked. That ruined the whole thing for me. But now they're trying to bring a kind of a grind back by putting like, oh, you start in a little arena, and as you play more games, you get a bigger and bigger arena. So I guess that will work for some people, but not for me. I understand it's a really good idea, but not for me at least. So you can also like get some new celebrations for after you score goals. So yeah, that's what they're trying to do with it. Like I mean, you start with a sheet. I don't know about the equipment, but I know that the arena can unlock after winning games. So yeah, ESHL, is it worth it? I guess if you're into customization, then it's really worth it. But then if you were just fine with how it was last year and you don't really care for those gameplay changes, I wouldn't say so. But yeah, the game is definitely the game if you are really looking for the gameplay improvements and you really enjoy customization, then you should pick up NHL 17. All right, so next category, I've put hot and slash. Oh shit, I forgot the name. Draft Champions. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at my notes and I forgot to write Draft Champions for some weird reasons, but Draft Champions, I've played with that once on my YouTube channel, and I've honestly felt like it was really, really cool. But one complaint I can have about this game mode is that there's not enough categories. There's only 4, right? So after you play all 4 of them, I mean, it's going to start to get a little bit boring. So if EA wants people to play that game mode a lot, they should really maybe once a month, let's say, or maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that, they should add some new categories to build your team around, because 4 isn't enough for an entire year. I'm pretty much sure they're going to, though, like at the All-Star game, they're probably going to do a little something like that. Now, Hockey Ultimate Team, there was some changes. The 2 major ones are sets and also synergies. I'll give my opinion on sets. I think it's a really cool idea. In the beta, like it was really it made it easier to get some good players. So yeah, I really enjoyed that sets thing. It's a really cool thing. Also, it might only be me, but it feels easier to get better player this year. Best players this year, so it's kind of easier to make good teams. It might only be me, but yeah, that's one thing I noticed. Contracts are still in the game, so don't worry about that, guys. You're still going to have to pay like 300 pucks for every single game you play. That's just something that they should get rid of, honestly, because it pisses me off every single time I have to buy contracts. Then synergies, like that I can understand, but I for myself don't really enjoy it. I prefer the chemistry thing, but I'm pretty much sure most people would enjoy synergy. You guys are probably also going to enjoy it. What it does is it gives your players that are from the same synergy, if I can say, it gives them an overall boost. So yeah, so it's a cool thing, but I don't really enjoy it. But it's a good idea, I guess. But I enjoyed chemistry better. So yeah, overall, NHL 17, is it worth it? Well, yeah, I think so. Obviously, if you're the guy that buys the game every 3 or 4 years and you didn't care for any of the improvements I've talked about in this video, then you shouldn't probably buy it, because I don't know. If you don't care about the improvements, I don't think you should. But all the improvements, mainly if you're into GM mode and you don't buy the game every single year, I would say that this year is a really good year to buy it. ESHL, like I said, yeah, if you for the online game modes, man, it's kind of hard not to buy the game every single year, because like it kind of dies on on other generations of the game. Like there's not that many people playing it, and it's like forever to find games. So yeah, if you're playing like Hockey Ultimate Team and ESHL, I don't think you really have a choice. Well, you have the choice, but you should probably upgrade. But other than that, like if you don't buy NHL that much and you just care for the gameplay, don't care about any single of those game modes, I'd say that the gameplay has changed, but not enough, like not that much for you to change games. So yeah, you should buy it if you're an NHL fan. But if you just buy the game, if you're the guy that buy the game just like for the gameplay and just plays like versus and all of those, I would wait till the game drops a bit, like drops price a bit, like around Christmas. Not around Christmas, but yeah, around Christmas usually drops like it starts to lower the price. So I would wait until then. But if you are a huge NHL fan, I don't even know what you're doing watching my video, but yeah, you should buy the game. I think this year's game is worth it. It really does feel like EA cares this year, and that they have tried their best, at least, to make a decent sports game, because obviously it's a sports game, right? It's not going to change that much. It seems like people don't get this. It's a sports game. It's obviously not going to change that much every single year, right? And it's good like that, because it starts to feel like NHL is starting to get solid, and starting to get it like it's starting to get really good. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Maybe leave a comment so other people can see your opinion about NHL 17. That can give them an idea. So the more opinion we have on this video, the best it is for people that are not sure. So leave your comment about your opinion on NHL 17. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video.